Hey everybody, this is Matt with We're in the Rockies. I'm so excited for this video. I've been waiting for a long time to make this thing because this summer I was really fortunate enough to go on a horseback ride into Bryce Canyon National Park. So I want to share my experience with you so that in case you're going there, you can make an informed decision about whether you want to do this or not. I was also fortunate enough to go on this with my son and my nephew. My nephew's horse was named Simpson, my son's horse was named Red, and mine was Cimarron. Oh, and he's got his name right here. Look at that. Cimarron. And they say he likes to bully the other horses a little bit.
Oh.
So I gotta keep him under wraps. Cimarron was a little bit of a handful, but not too bad. But don't fear, they put you with a horse based on your ability.
What do you think about this? You excited?
Yes.
Yeah, I think yours might be a mule.
As opposed to the Grand Canyon, they use mules and horses here at Bryce Canyon.
What's your horse's name?
I think it's Red.
Red, I like it.
Yeah.
Now I think you've got your hands full today.
Yeah, Cimarron is... And we're off. This horse ride is through Canyon Trail Rides, and this is the only company that you can book to take you into Bryce Canyon. There are plenty of horseback riding options at Bryce Canyon, but only one that goes into the canyon. That is Canyon Trail Rides. We also used them at the Grand Canyon and loved them. I stopped here for a minute. I just came down that hill there. And I got Cimarron, who's a little restless. A couple of mules here that won't go very well. These boys now have a whip so they can whip them. Because we got to stay together. There are a couple of switchbacks at the very beginning of the ride, but they're not too scary. There were a couple of other gals that were riding right by us, and we were kind of chatting with them throughout the whole ride. Neither of them had ever been horseback riding, I don't think, and so they were kind of living it up here. One was terrified of heights, but she still managed to make it through the ride. Our tour guide's name was Hank, and he was the best. He had a great blend of humor and information. Every once in a while he'd just stop, make sure we were all gathered together, and then he would show us some stuff and teach us a little bit about the park. For example, this tree here that's all scraggly, this is a bristlecone pine and is among the oldest trees in North America. He stopped to show us these trees which had been struck by lightning. The horseback riding trail is not the same as the hiking trails, so it's a little bit different. So you're gonna get different views than even any of the other hikes that you go on. Honestly, I was just amazed. I mean, I thought it was so amazing that we were riding these horses through the hoodoos. What a fantastic experience. You can tell the horses and the mules apart by their ears. The mules have donkey ears. They don't always look the most sure-footed, but they certainly are. These rides are extremely safe. These animals are really well trained over a period of years. So finally we were done. We headed back to the horse pen where you can buy a picture of yourself on the horse and also get a picture with your guide. Okay, we just finished up our horseback ride here at Bryce Canyon, and I wanted to go over a couple of things while I had them on my mind to give you some tips if you want to do the same thing here. So first of all, a 3-hour ride is $100 per person, and a 1.5-hour ride is $75 per person. Look at the ages. I think you have to be at least 7 to go on the 1.5-hour ride, and at least 10 to go on the 3-hour ride. And you have to weigh less than 220 pounds. They'll bring you into the pen here. They'll get you set up on a horse. They'll tell you your horse's name. In fact, your horse's name will be on the little leather strap. Unlike the Grand Canyon, the whole ride isn't a bunch of switchbacks down to the bottom. You will go on some switchbacks, but the descent into Bryce Canyon is much more gradual than the Grand Canyon. So the switchbacks are right at the beginning, so that'll give you a little bit of a thrill there. Now the rules here's the other thing on the switchbacks is the horses like to walk on the edge of the trail, meaning you're kind of right there on the ledge of the cliff. The rules are don't lean and don't scream. don't scare the horses. The rest of the ride is really beautiful. You're riding among the hoodoos and you get down all the way to the valley floor in the canyon, which is full of juniper pines and bristlecone pine trees, and really just incredibly scenic ride. I did the 1.5-hour ride and loved it. That was really enough for me, and that's enough to get all the way into the Bryce Canyon and then back out. So you're getting great views. Now I wanted to show you here too, A photographer will take your picture as you're going down in. So when you get done with the ride, they'll have your photo there and you can buy the photo if you would like. Another thing is, these tour guides take about maybe 6 to 8 or 10 to a group, something like that. So they are riding that horse, looking backwards the whole time, making sure that the riders are where they're supposed to be. And now think about it, the people who are doing these rides are not typically horseback riders. These are city slickers. So these trail guides have their hands full. It's quite a job. Now the horses do a good job and they're trained well and all that, but we saw a couple of times horses would lag behind. You don't want to lag behind in your horse because then the horse has to catch up and kind of trots a little bit, which can be kind of scary for a lot of people. My horse was a biter, so he'd bite the horse in front of him a little bit, and then that would, you know, send the horse kind of, both of them would kind of get a little spooked or whatever. So my point being is that these trail guides, I was thinking the whole time, these guys don't make enough money. Hank was our trail guide, and he was incredibly patient, friendly. He told some good little stories, made some jokes. Every once in a while they'll stop. You can take some photos of the canyon. He'll tell you a little bit about some of the formations and things like that. Anyway, when you get done, you can tip your guide if you want. So a little tip is to bring a tip, to bring some cash so that you can pay him. Now, if you don't have cash, they will charge a credit card for the tip if you want to do it that way. So all in all, I mean, I highly recommend this as a way to see Bryce Canyon. It's not as terrifying as the Grand Canyon rides, I'm sure. Now, I haven't done the Grand Canyon, but I'm sure those are terrifying. It's an amazing way to get down in the formations and the hoodoos and to see the canyon. Beautiful.